Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest. We're continuing, of course, with our blind playthrough of Blueprints. Day 52 is the day of the day. It's the day of the day. So let's go in. Yesterday was an extremely exciting day. An extremely exciting day. I can't believe how much satisfaction I have from yesterday. But as always with this game, new exciting things that are achieved always generate new goals, new aims, new mysteries. It's just one of the things that this game does like so well, and possibly about as good as any game I've ever played. Sorry, I was just looking at my notebook because I was gonna have a look at like some of the goals that I have written down here in my notebook. I did have a little think. All right, I did have a little think about starting with the West Path, whether to do it or not. The reason is quite a lot of my goals, quite a number of them now have relationships with different rules in the West Path. And I'm pretty excited about most things I get given because there's lots of rooms that I have possibilities with. Classroom would be great, obviously. I want to do some stuff with Root Cellar and the Jackhammer. And possibly even the magnifying glass, actually. Shrine, the coffer in the shrine, absolutely. Tomb, there's still very exciting things to do in the tomb. So West Path is always going to be exciting. It's always going to help me to get towards some of these goals. But I have been thinking, should I change up my strategy of getting the West Path room at the beginning? Because a lot of these strategies are dependent on particular items or contraptions that I make. So I thought, should I kind of maybe play for a little bit, see if I actually get a particular contraption, and then come back and open up West Path to have to see if that guides which room I actually go with. In the end, it's going to be sort of tricky to match them up either way. Because even if I get a certain contraption, it doesn't mean I'm going to get the room I want to use that with as part of the selection. So, yeah, I'm unsure. But I think I'm not going to do that today. I might think about it. I might do it in the next day. I might try it out. But for today, I'm just a little bit too excited about opening the West Path room. So, okay, as good as these are, and my God, that ability of shelter is so good just for general drafting. Tool shed, obviously, I adore. I have to have another go at Shrine. And I've had so many failures with Shrine that I am going to put money in this straight away, because I keep, I haven't had Shrine all of that much, but there have been a good, I'm not sure, 2 or 3 times. There's only one time I've managed to put money in Shrine, and it was once and it was 1 coin. So, oh, hang on. I haven't picked up my allowance. I'm so used to having it at the beginning of the day. I didn't pick up my allowance at the beginning because I didn't go into entrance hall. Okay, either way, I'm going to go to entrance hall, come back here and put money in. This, I don't have... Oh, I do have a key. Okay, all right. Okay, of course, I'm starting the day with 2 keys because of Clock Tower yesterday, so I actually can open this. And look, I missed the opportunity to open this the previous day when I got it. Today we're going to open the coffer. And I am still afraid that it might ruin my day. I'm honestly expecting... I don't know, I strongly suspect that this thing might curse me. It may come with another benefit because, of course, it's an item that you purchase in the gift shop. Surely, right? Let me just have one think. Okay. Oh, I just realized maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe before I risk... Hey, our ambition of the pawn. Maybe Fantastic. That's a whole nother exciting thing. Okay. I just realized that because I had what was it called? Like the moon charm, or the moon, whatever that moon necklace was yesterday. I've forgotten the name of it. We are starting with 2 items. I wanted to check what those items were first, because if they were really good, I might not have wanted necessarily to risk my day here. Metal detector is great because that goes with burning glass, but I don't have tomb today. And I need tomb specifically to be able to use it on in the next places I know about. So, you know, I mean, it does also mean the other good thing about this, hang on, one last consideration. The other good thing about starting the day with metal detector is that if I can get the shovel, I can potentially make my final contraption, which would be great. So there is that. But now is the opportunity for a shrine. Oh, you know what? Look, this might seem silly to you because you probably know, I'm sure that you know what the coffer does, and you're like, Rebecca, the coffer is just full of, kittens. Oh God, I hope not. Jesus Christ, no. Don't lock them in a coffer. The coffer is full of cupcakes. Like, you're going to end up with 1,000 steps today. It may be that, right? Maybe it's just absolutely full of gems or something. I don't know. But because I have, the game has told me to be afraid of being cursed, of the Black Bridge curse, and it has told me that the curse involves being cut down to 12 or 13 steps. I have to take that seriously as a possibility. So before I open that coffer, which I am about to do, I am going to get my allowance and I am going to put a bunch of money into this shrine, because if I end up with only 12 steps here, my day is going to be very short, most likely. If that's the case, I have to be prepared for a short day. So we might as well use this to set ourselves up for tomorrow. And maybe that's maybe if I am right about this, maybe that's kind of the beauty of the curse being in the shrine, right? You can do something here. So we're going to put way more money in this because I haven't had the ability to make good on this on any other day. Maybe, I've got a fair amount, and I can always come up with more money, right? If I put 30 in, I'll have 16 left. Let's say theoretically I managed to get the commissary. Probably there's going to be things, like a couple of things there that are 8 coins. So 16 would be good for those. And maybe I can imagine another item there being 4. I'm just thinking, that would allow me to get 3 things comfortably from the commissary, most likely. So let's put 26 in. That's got to be substantial, right? It does say making an offering of coins may result in the bestowal of a beneficial blessing that will last for several days. So I think the coins relates to how many days it lasts for. We've been able, through one of the architectural digests, to see what the blessings are. They're all good. There's nothing that I don't want. Let's see what we get. So whatever we get, it's going to be useful, right? Oh, that's him! Oh, interesting. Hang on. The blessing of the general. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is very useful to get right now. After you draft a red room, if you have at least 5 different ranks containing red rooms, gain 5 gems. At least 5 different ranks containing red rooms. So you would gain 5 gems for every additional time that you then drafted a red room. Like, that's substantially... It seems difficult to achieve, but if you can get there, big gem gain there. Interesting. That completely flips how useful red rooms are. So that would be really useful to combine with the shelter. But what's really interesting to me right here is who they are showing here. I thought this would be Oris. And maybe it still is. I thought this would be Horus. But if they're calling him a general, was Horus? God, this music is good. Isn't this music good? I'm kind of blown away by this. Is this a general and not Horus? Or was Horus a general at some point before king? I'm not sure, but that's really I'm actually like more interested in the lore of this than I am in the blessing itself. I'm sorry, sue me. I really love any any extra information about lore. So we have this for 4 days. Interesting. I wonder if there's any predictability. Like I put take back gold? I wonder what that would do. I don't want to curse myself twice in the one day. And I'm worried that if I do that, it'll be like, yeah, it'll curse me or something, or at least take away my blessing. And like, I've so rarely had a blessing so far, so let's go with it. Okay. Now we're going to open this scary thing. I'm hoping that even if I get cursed or something, that there's also something interesting here. Let's have a look. Oh my god. Oh, so there we go. I probably couldn't have opened it anyway. The key does not fit the lock, probably for the best. So what kind of a key do we need here? Oh, that... You know what, I wish I had done that the first time I got this so that I knew that. But, I mean, this is great information to have now, and it does make me feel better about not rushing back here to use a regular key. Anyway, like on the day I just sort of, I don't know, I had to make some different choices. Okay. Hang on. Just want to have a look at this again. And the 3 red stripes to the side. The general. Why is this colored red? This is the other thing I'm thinking. Which general is this? Because this is the thing that we see in the... This is this guy, you know, this is the statue that we see in the Alzara's premonition. That, to me, like they would. It seems to be a sort of a shrine or some kind of ruins, and they seem to be. In fact, I think it even said like Arindian ruins. For some reason, I have Arindian ruins in my head. I have all of this in pictures in my phone, which I'm looking at right now, somewhere. But it just seemed like that was a very prominent statue. It's look, the guy's wearing a crown, so surely it is Horus, right? If it was just a general, like a general, you know what I mean? The guy wouldn't be wearing a crown. This must be Horus. Everything in me is telling me is Horus. So maybe Horus was also a general. I just can't remember that particular bit of info, and I don't think I wrote that in my notes. But I do remember there was talk of another general. This is why I was thinking about it. There was talk in the History of Arindia book about another general who helped with the War of the Fifth Era, from Nuance, I think. And so I wondered if maybe that's why this is red. Because why are they associating the, you know, like... I'm going to go back to my history books and sort of, yeah, have a think. Because surely that's the king associated with the, yeah, like the first era. That's what I'm thinking. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to remember that there's, you know, fountain access there, if that's needed, and there's also it's effectively serving as a bank. I effectively have 2 banks at the moment. I have a fountain bank and I have a church bank. Interesting. Okay. I'm just picking the center room for some reason. I think actually this is a nice spot for a hallway. Let's do that. There's a trunk in there. I do have a key to open the trunk even. And let's do this. One thing I'm keeping... Oh man, so one of the most brilliant things that we did yesterday, of course, is finally solve the chessboard down below the elevator. Truly, truly amazing. We now have the ambition of the pawn to look forward to, and this relies on getting to rank 8. The wonderful thing for me about that is that if I can access the foundation elevator through getting the pass, I can get to rank 8 actually quite easily. So that's amazing. Like, and then I can just try out. It lets me choose from, you know, several different chess pieces. And the first one I'm getting is 100% the knight. Unless there's some day, something on a particular day where I'm really incentivized to get something else. So far my ambition is absolutely to start with the knight, because I want new rooms. I always want new rooms, and I want that armory. Really badly I want that armory. So anyway, so that's why I'm really thinking of cloakroom if I can get it. But I might go with... I'm always kind of withholding this at the moment since I upgraded it, because I think it'd be so cool to draft it from a bedroom. But I mean, it feels like when they say adjoined, do they mean door to door? Because that's got a rare, that's rare. Like that would, I don't even know like what would work with that. You know, unless it's something like the aquarium or the maid's chamber or something like that. There's so few bedrooms that have two doors. But, you know, maybe by adjoined they mean next to. Anyway, I can't remember if I've ever actually fulfilled this condition. I'm going to do bedroom closet anyway. I'm just going to do it. Because this is actually, with our hallway up north, this is actually a good chance for a dead end room. A good spot for it, I mean. Paint maybe. Paint cans. I'm very excited about getting my extra contraption, because I will get a new trophy as well. I wonder how close I am to the bullseye trophy. I haven't done as many of those as the parlor games. Oh, speaking of, but I have to do workshop. Always workshop. Workshop is so useful. Battery pack, that's nice. Let me add A to my letters here. And yeah. Hang on. Coin person, rabbit's foot go together. We can do this right now. Lucky purse. Oh, I really haven't had the rabbit's foot much in quite a while. I haven't seen it much, yeah. Doubles all the coins you find. That is indeed a very lucky purse, thank you. I always want to have a really good go at getting conservatory and... Oh! Oh my god, you could hear my resignation in my voice, right? I was just like, it just never happens. And I end up wandering around so much trying to get redraw dice. Conservatory waits for you to give up. Maybe that's what it's waiting for. It's grinding me down emotionally. Conservatory, yes. Oh, this is the first time I actually think I've come in this door. Okay, so dig spots. Nice. doing an item check. Look at this cute little plant here. It's been so long. I'm like, oh man, I've got to have another recheck, you know. Like, my fascination with this room is completely renewed. You know, what if I now see something that, like, with all of my new knowledge since last drafting this room. What's your deal, flowers? Do you have a deal? Cool, nice little view. Lovely little view out there. It would be fascinating to be able to draft this. Hey, that's it. We can just see the shrine. That's really interesting. All right. Okay, what have we got? Ooh, hey. That's an interesting collection. I am super suspicious of bunk room for a number of reasons. Mainly, obviously, childhood. All right, three reasons are coming to mind for me now. First, I think I've said, there's a big bunch of space there. It's an odd shape. Could there be a safe in there? That's just a thing. Secondly, bunk room is specifically named in the mad scribbled note that we now know Denny wrote when he was looking for room 46. One of the possibilities that he wrote is a full house, a full mansion, plus a bunk room. That comment alone makes me very suspicious of bunk room. Like, what if I try doing that? What if we try to have a full house plus bunk room, you know, with bunk room included in it? I don't know, like maybe something changes in bunk room when you do that. The third reason I am now slightly suspicious of bunk room is just because of the comment that was made in the editor's note at the end of one of the architectural digests. I think the one that was in dormitory. I'm not sure about that because we got two on the same day. Where the editor is writing, it's my favorite editor's note. The editor is musing on how they came to be interested in, you know, architecture and drafting. And there's a line in it that I've actually written down in my notes somewhere. So, I mean, there's a couple of things I've written down. One is I'm just trying to keep in mind that the court's grand architect is Loser T. Rayland, but that's not the part that I mean right now. The part that I mean right now is the editor says something about, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it easily. Yes, here it is. Yeah, it is the Dormitory Architectural Digest. Something like, our purpose is found hidden in the floor plans of our youth. 100% that could just be something nice and poetic. Just a nice sentiment, of course. It could also be, I'm just entertaining that it could mean something. It could mean something about, our purpose is found hidden in the floor plans of our youth. Could that relate to the rooms where some of our main characters spent their youth? The bunk room is an obvious, important one for Herbert and Simon. I'm also keeping in mind that it might mean something about the dorm, which we know, I mean, you know, she wasn't a child there, but Mary obviously used that in her youth. And I'm also thinking nursery as another possibility. So those three rooms are a little bit interesting to me for that reason. Mailroom, I'm actually mostly interested in mailroom now for getting the extra letters that will come with certain lab experiments. So an office, you know, office is a good room for several reasons. So this is currently unusual. It's a dead-end room, so I want to be careful with this. But I do wonder if maybe it might be nice to try making it standard. So then I can just, like, play around a little bit more with bunk room. I'm unsure if this is smart or not. You know, giving myself more dead-end rooms could be an issue. But Yeah. How about mailroom? Mailroom is currently unusual. And it's also a dead end, so the same thing applies. Am I going to make dead ends more common? Seems very risky. Office, office is a great room, but with the Blackbridge network, it's actually slightly less important now because I can access the office terminal from other places. The gem cost, the gem that you get in there is offset by the drafting cost of the room. It's an all right room exit wise. Nothing special. There might be some other cool things to do in the room, but like I could even go as far as making this unusual, even though that seems crazy because it's a corner room. A corner room is good. Why would I make a corner room unusual and then make 2 dead end rooms standard? I ask you, is that just madness? It might be. What I am, if I were going to do any of those 3, if it was just one thing I'm going to do here, I think I would actually make mailroom standard because, there's a lot of good that can come from mailroom. Like you can get a really good package from mailroom. You might just get an all right package, but I would like those letters more than anything. I will, in fact, everybody, I will get those letters. I will get all of the letters, the extra letters that are possible to get from this mailroom. So I'm going to confirm that one. I'm going to make that standard. I might leave the others as they are. Because, I don't want to, I think when I want to play around with bunk room, it comes up often enough. It comes up often enough as a possibility. I think that's fine. And the office at least gets us forward a lot of the time. It's a decent room to have in the pool. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks, Conservatory. I wonder what I'm to think of the fact that there is a big cello in here. Whose music? Which character? I tend to think that the instruments are associated with different characters. The harp is definitely Clara. That one I'm sure of. Who is the cello? Who might have an affinity with this room? Who's like in the main family? Like I don't think it's Robert Nagula. That's a big cello. I don't know. It just feels like they keep the staff on a pretty freaking tight leash here. So, interesting. Bunk room. Well, it wouldn't be the worst position because I do have 2 more exits from hallway. It wouldn't be the worst. I think I'm going to do it. I think, maybe let's see. Yeah. Wonder what they got this trophy for. Drafting. Hey, my little friend. Hey, you're still my number 1 little critter. You're the first other being, apart from birds, actually, birds. You're the first non-bird being that I met in this game. It was an unbelievable delight. Unbelievable. Incredible. Okay. 2 gems. I thought that was bananas. You're on, this is still a spot of interest to me. This is, this is the barren soil spot. I still don't know what to do with this. So cool. I just like to have a look at this occasionally and just sort of remind myself. So, Turtles of Vera, we understand about that now. The Trinsdale mystery, could relate to what we already know about Trinsdale, but could be something else. The running on the wheel. So cute. Yeah, the thing is that there's so much stuff going on in this room. Against the wall is what I mean. So I'm just kind of clicking, like, what if I click a thing, you know? What if clicking something? What if I click right here? What if I click this? No, it does nothing. It does nothing. Nothing happening. I can't bang the drum. I can't open the drawers. Do you have any secrets for me? This one at least seems to have visible food, unlike the dogs. The dogs are eating in or drinking invisible water. I don't even know about their food. Yeah. Like, what if there is a safe, or if there's some other mystery to be had in this room? You know, like, how could you eat? How could it be? How would it be? There's so much extra space in this room, but I don't know. Can I turn the TV on? I really want to play this game. What if they give an update like that at some point? That I would die. Yep, I don't know. Look, we've done it. I mean, at the very least, we get the benefit of having the bedroom. So there's that. Bunk room is here. That is a thing that is now true. Workshop is here. So if I get a shovel, I'm getting a trophy today. All right. Now our drafting possibilities are up here. I guess let's try drafting before we waste our keys, just in case. Oh, good thing Parlor is oriented in the right way. That's useful. And this, I think this is a nothing spot for the fireplace. Yeah, this is a nothing spot for Parlor. There are really only 4.5 spots so far that I know that work with the Parlor fireplace symbol, which I still don't know anything about, but I know it matters. I know it matters. I know it means something. And one day I'm going to figure it out. One day. But I'm a bit taken with observatory, I think, because it's a fun time. It feels a bit weird to pass up Parlor when it gets offered, but what are you going to do for me today, observatory? Sometimes it's very, very good. More flowers in green rooms. And 5 freaking gems. Take that, Parlor. I don't want to say anything bad about Parlor. I'm so sorry. I immediately regret saying that. But anyway, it just feels like it validated my choice. Thank you, observatory. Okay, so let's try and go east from this exit and west from the other exit if possible. Well, boiler room, again, I am on a forever quest to make use of freezer and furnace. So boiler room, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get the boiler room powered up first. So I guess any of these, no. We definitely don't want furnace here, because this is, you know, like we want to be able to use this spot and go somewhere. But furnace could definitely go here. So let's try straight ahead first. Perfect. Did you guys know that my dad, for much of his life, was a boiler engineer? So I feel an affinity. I spent a lot of my childhood in boiler rooms, actually. My dad is a big... Oh, I just realized that is pointing down and not up. So silly, of course. Alright, so not that one. That's actually so much worse. Because I was hoping to not try to get furnace on one of these spots, but I guess my next go, I could sacrifice that corner, those 2 corner spots. So we can try it here. Yeah, so I grew up a lot with, yeah, in places like this with a lot of steam and the smell of oil and things like that. Let's give it a go. It's really... You know what? Here's the problem. It's actually a really bad spot for furnace because I wouldn't be able to draft anywhere except like here to try and get freezer. That's actually really terrible. It actually is probably better if I'm going to try for it to try and get furnace here. And then just draft from here. It's a bit... I might actually do that. Like... It's a bit limiting. Let's just see how it goes. Let's point it in the other direction. Let's point it in the other direction. Alright, and let's try drafting from here. If this could be furnace, yeah, it sucks that we're being cut off here and it puts a lot of pressure on this spot. But we might be able to do it. We might be able to do it. Okay, nope. It's not... Well, it's not happening from here. Weight room? Really harsh cost. But, it would also give us, you know, antechamber access is the thing I'm thinking. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Passageway is obviously much safer. Passageway is obviously much safer. Yeah, maybe it's too early in the day to lose that many steps without knowing that I already have kitchen somewhere. Yeah, kitchen. Okay. So, in that case, if we do have this pointed this way, that's cool. We can continue west from here. What if I get furnace here? Oh, you really want me to take weight room, don't you? You really want me to take weight room. I could put weight room here and then have many more opportunities to still draft furnace somewhere. I could also put kitchen here to set myself up well for compensating for weight room. Just in case I get it, yeah, on the other side. I think I'm gonna risk putting weight room here. As crazy as that is, I think I'm gonna risk it and try to get, yeah, see if I can get kitchen elsewhere. Maybe that's nuts. And there's a security door. There's a security door right there. And now I have to be careful with steps. Let's draft here and see if kitchen pops up. Oh. The archives is... Yeah, archives is not ideal. Let's put billiard room here then, because it still lets us kind of... That said, I can most likely draft... I suppose I should have gone in and looked and confirmed whether they're accessible doors at the moment. But theoretically, I can draft west from weight room. So there's that. Archives is just such a big cost. Without having shelter for the day, I'm really scared of archives. It's amazing that I've gone weight room and I'm less willing to draft archives now. But it's a big cost. Billiard room. I'm also thinking dormitory. Dormitory helps me with steps, which is exactly what I have a problem with now. Each time you enter dormitory, after drafting a, whatever this is called, room, I forget, you know, a drafty room, gain 10 steps. Like, that's pretty interesting, actually. It might be crazy. I might actually put dormitory here. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. Oh, dormitory has some dice for us. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And something else is going on in here. What am I missing? Hang on. Ah, key! Hello! Okay, nice. Dormitory delivers. Thank you. Thank you. No, I was just trying to click on the radio actually. Probably didn't do anything. Yeah, it's really, clicking on it really just kind of clicks you on the book for the most part. I wonder, these bags are really interesting as well. Like, I guess it's just showing, you know, that she's traveling in the way of a student. You know, she's living outside of home. But, you know, they're really like, I want to open these bags. Okay. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty useful stepwise. Like, we're almost, you know, kind of getting back to the steps that we lost from weight room. So, let's head in. Regular door, security door, regular door so far. And what do we get in here? Hang on. Ah, a little coin hidden there. Thank you. Okay, let's open this. The elusive south entrance. I really haven't had that all that much. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. It would be really good, you know, like my ideal spot for furnace would now be here, but I cannot do this unless I would be lucky enough to get cloakroom. Let's actually draft. If cloakroom were to appear here, I would take it. Okay, let's use a key. Ah. Well, that's good enough. That's actually a good spot for furnace. It's not the best because I don't know. I've never even come close to being able to test this out. I'm trying to get furnace at all close. Sorry, I'm trying to get freezer at all close to furnace, which has never happened. But I guess I don't know how close it needs to be. I don't know how close it needs to be to melt that back room. So I'm, you know, like I'm trying to ideally get it as close as possible, which might mean right next to. And if that's the case, then I've only got 2 possibilities for it here. But it might not be quite. It might not need to be quite that close. So let's go in because the key is useful. Thank you, furnace. Thank you. Good work. Good work, buddy. I feel like the furnace is alive, like in, you know, Home Alone. So, okay. Well, hopefully we'll be able to open that at some point, but let's try here. Ah. I don't know what else. I don't know what else I could use the power for. I am curious. The one thing I've never used it for is garage. I suspect it might just open the garage door, but I don't know. It might do something else. So, you know, but am I interested enough in that to put archives here? I don't think I am, to be honest. I might. Yeah, I'm just like, especially if I'm trying to go for freezer. Having one of my floor plans, having one of my drafting possibilities blocked every time is really, really, really a problem. So I'm going to avoid that. Locksmith is very tempting. And I don't have any other shops at the moment. Locksmith is very tempting. But I could also redraw. But at the moment, the only other possibility I have for going forward without being able to open this, the weight room security door, is from boiler room, and that's very risky. we're all the way around a corner there. It's very risky. So I think I'll redraw to try and get a forward movement possibility. Of course it's going to keep giving me red rooms. Maybe trying to get here's the other thing. I have this blessing at the moment, and so if I were to get red rooms on different ranks, then I get super gemmed up. But at the moment I've got 2 red rooms on the same rank, and if I put this here, then I'm not getting any value from them. Both of these, again, they still just take me forward with no other exits. So I suppose in a sense they're as good as each other. My only consideration is really, like it's going to keep offering me red rooms. Should I get them out of the way when I can? I don't know. But chapel is a good 3 exit room. I'm going to put corridor here. Okay. It gets me somewhere. Now my steps are okay. They're not amazing. They're okay. Okay. Thank you. That's nice since I didn't get the locksmith. Oh, now is actually a much better place for chapel. That works out really well. I do want to get garage, but not where I'm cutting myself off. So chapel it is. Okay. All right. It's feeling all right. Now, if I can get a good dead end room here, ideal. Cloakroom would be really nice. Cloakroom. Blueprints. Blueprints, I've done so much for you. Cloakroom would be really nice. Okay. Well, walk-in closet is also very nice. But is it smart to get lavatory out of the way so that, again, it's a red room that is not appearing where I'm trying to get freezer? That is a real question. I'm actually going to put lavatory here for exactly that reason. I don't think there's ever been an item, apart from my trophy. I don't think there's ever been an item in here. Okay, still don't know what to do with lavatory. Okay, all right, onwards. Again, yeah. So, I mean, maybe it's promising. Maybe the fact that I'm getting all of these red rooms, even while I'm this far away from furnace, maybe, I mean, well, it's probably this has nothing to do with proximity, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm just really like, how far away can freezer be? I need to try and open up the possibility of freezer as much as possible. I'm going to put gymnasium here, and that at least gets me 3 red rooms on 3 ranks. So there's that. I guess aquarium would also count, right? It's also a red room. But I'm gonna put gymnasium here. I am, it is, I'm not great for steps, but I'm managing. Okay. Cloakroom would be acceptable here as well. Absolutely. All right. We're really getting a lot of the red rooms out of the way. This could be a red mansion today. These are all good. Actually. These are all good. And actually, that would allow me to bypass the security door. So there's that too. There is that too. These 2 are both wasting an exit from a really good 3 door room. Courtyard could potentially give me shovel, which would allow me to do my final contraption. There's that. So I think it's courtyard or commissary for me. Commissary could also give me shovel. I'm going to do commissary. Yeah, for all of the various benefits that commissary might have. Okay. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Magnifying glass. Yes. Oh, hang on. Didn't mean to click out of that. Sledgehammer. Yes. All right, so no shovel, but that'll let me open the trunk that I have. And these will both help with steps. Great. 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 Oh, I don't have enough. Okay, I'll come back for your shoes. I'll come back for you. I'm to be honest, I'm happier with sleeping mask, and it'll mean it'll be really good when we go back into dormitory. So there's that. Okay. I do wonder. I have no idea about this. I have no idea. While I'm here, let's go back. Let's just have a look. I really haven't had freezer all that often. But if I go back through the days when I have had freezer, I do think I have always had the impression that it generally, obviously what I can't see here is when freezer has been offered to me. I can only see when I've taken it. So that's completely skewers the data informing what I'm about to say. But I do just have the impression that I generally get offered freezer towards the end of the day. I don't think exclusively, but I think it is often the case. You know what? There's no point to going back through this because I will only have taken freezer at the end of the day. But the thing I don't know about that is the game, like even if there's some kind of dynamic like that, does it mean, is it because of the number of rooms that you have? You know, is there some other way that the game is judging, oh, you don't have many possibilities left? You know, like let's say I had about this many rooms, but my chances are getting really, really narrow. Maybe the game is kind of understanding that and going, hey, let's throw freezer at you as a possibility. Or it may be, and this is where it might actually be useful to check, it may be that freezer starts showing up more when you have towards the end of your drafting pool. So if that's the case, then just trying to draft as much as possible before I draft around furnace is sort of a strategy I'm considering. Just trying to get here freezer has shown up when, you know, I'm only like not even halfway through, you know, the drafting day. So I don't know. It could just not have anything to do with any of that. It could just not. Okay. And by the way, where is my trunk is all the way back there. I am considering going back here, but because then I could drop into dormitory, get the locked trunk, and then draft from here. But I don't know. Let's go on a bit. Oh, you are kidding me. Okay, I have a real choice to make here. Is this close enough? Like, if I were to put freezer here, and honestly, look, if it works out, I don't really mind about the gem and the coin thing. You know, it's fine. It may be that having, because obviously we can see, you know, it's all wobbly here. The heat is still having an impact. Maybe it will unfreeze freezer enough, even as it is, so that I don't get the gem and the coin frozen thing. But that's not my big concern. I would really, really like, if possible, to get into that back room. But I suppose... it's not close enough that I feel... If it was one more, like, space over, if it was one more space east, I would say definitely. I would say I'm really confident. But here, I'm so much less confident that it's close enough. But maybe what I should do is think, if the game is even offering it to me, maybe it's saying wink, wink, nudge, nudge, this is good enough. So I'm going to take freezer. And at the very least, Okay, so I now know that I now know at the very least that over time the temperature is rising. God, it's really slow, but it is rising. Will it be enough for this? I just kind of suspect not. I also want to see what it looks like as it's thawing, if we'll even get there. I'm afraid I'm not even going to be able to unfreeze this area. It might just be a learning. It might just be a learning opportunity for me. Are you still going up? Oh my God, please keep going up. Please keep going up. 3, yeah. I kind of suspect it probably needs to go all the way to the top, right? To unfreeze this room. This, like, absolute... It looks like, you know, an ice world in there. Okay, we're out of the minus 2 degrees. Still pretty cold, but come on. Even if the temperature gets up, like, is this going to take time to thaw? That's the other question. Like, even if the temperature is high... Oh my God, it is opening. I was looking over here. I was trying to stare at the... It is opening, but will it open enough? It is. Hang on. Are the other things melting? They are. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is this good enough? I really need this. I really need this. I need the law. I need the law. More than the key or anything else. More than the gems. Oh my God. But we're doing something. We're doing something. We're doing something. Okay. I can pick up a key. I can pick up a key. It's my first real freezer triumph. It's my first real freezer triumph. I'm also just looking back in my notes just to check if I've actually noted down that we have a white pawn in the freezer. Did I even capture that? No, I didn't, because I still have 2 more white pawns unaccounted for. Brilliant freezer. Somehow I didn't notice that before because it was all frozen. Great, so I actually only have 1 more white pawn room to find out. Oh my God, finally! It's day 52, it's my first time. Some people probably do this on their first day. I don't know. This is one of the basic room things that has just taken me so long. But what about this? This one just doesn't look like it's changing. Maybe this takes... Could it take time? Is the temperature still going up? I'm a bit afraid that it's stopped. It could have stopped at 17. You are kidding me. I thought this would... Oh my God. It's a server, right? Holy crap. It's 2 servers. Upgrade disc. Huge bonus. It's been too long since I've had another upgrade disc. Okay. Wow. Hang on. The network servers are finally out of cold storage, or at least as many as we could fit into the surrounding walls of the grotto off of the East Drive. Thankfully, I know about all of this now. The last few days have been very busy, but I'm glad I was able to take a short break from gardening to help Randolph install the network. It was, after all... God, I'm just thinking, what if you get in here before you get in the grotto, and therefore you kind of find out about the grotto from this? That would be amazing. I'm glad that I had the experience I had. Absolutely. Because I knew nothing about what would be in there. So it was a huge reveal, but you know, this would be its own really interesting experience to get this trickle of information. Okay. It was, after all, the least he could do, since it was I who suggested the final location. Oh, good for you, Denny. We decided that we are going to store the 2 unused servers here in Mount Holly's freezer. They should serve as readily accessible replacements should any of the primary consoles fail. Denny Ravane, admin key, Raval D. So I think that's one of the admin passwords. I'll just double check in my notes. I think that's one of the admin passwords which has, obviously been decommissioned. Yeah. Interesting that they give you that. I'm just going to double check because I have all of these written down in my notes. Yeah, Reva D expired. So not usable, I'm sure. They should serve as readily accessible replacements should any of the primary consoles fail. So does that mean that somehow I need to... Do I need to somehow make some of the other consoles fail in the Blackbridge Grotto? Do I have to bring the power hammer into the grotto and smash them? That's the first place my mind goes to. Okay. Obviously, even, like these are very conspicuous patterns, so just this alone could be puzzly, right? I'm thinking about the note that's in the grotto that says like I-O-O. I don't know how that would relate to any of these and what I would do with that information. Like, these are lights, right? They're not buttons. These are lights. I don't know. They could operate as buttons. Amazing. Well, I thought that this room would be the hardest thing to thaw, so color me surprised that is the thing I can't get into. But huge. This is a huge revelation. First off, that we now know this is not close enough to unfreeze that freeze box. So we either need to be like here or here or here. I don't know how it works with diagonals and all of that. We need to be closer. So that's incredible news. Incredible information. I mean, I have an upgrade disc as well. Very, very, very excited to see what I'm going to get on that. Is this definitely not thawing anymore? Like, what if it thaws over time? I guess, like, I was like, can I just pull the plug of this thing out? Come on. Master Sinclair's personal freezer. Oh man, look, this is enough for now. This is huge. Like, this is great. This knowledge is super important. This knowledge is super important. Is this changing at all? I don't think it is. So this needs to be closer. I can always maybe come and check back here later just in case, but it seems like that's that, right? So I've also noted, I'm pretty sure that these are the sorts of jugs that we see in the back of the car, which is where, you know, some kind of secret goods were being transported. And these are also the jugs that are in the locker where we find Denny Ravane's room 46 scribblings. I've always wondered, like, you know, is there something, like, one of my earliest theories when I saw the car was like, yeah, like, I wasn't thinking about people, it was like, what are they transporting? You know, is it something in these bottles? Now that Now that I, you know, like I've long been suspicious since quite early in the game. As soon as I heard about Children of the Blackwater and Alizara had made that prediction involving across the Blackwater has always been on my mind. And I've always thought, you know, okay, does this refer to like an actual body of water, like a river or something? But the things that we've learned from the poster in the 4th classroom especially have made me even more wonder, you know, is Blackwater an actual... Oh, there's my thing. My things are frozen up there. That's interesting. But I feel like they weren't frozen when I was in the freezer. Okay. This is going to mean that I can't use my gems, right? What if I go into the furnace? Is that going to... So actually drafting from here is risky without being able to use my gems. This might be the perfect time to actually think about heading back. Let's do it. Let's head back. Look, the furnace is right here. Can I melt this by going into the furnace? I've got to try. Yes, your accounts have been thawed. So probably I just have to make sure I don't go back into the freezer or it'll happen again. But if I want it to happen at the end of the day, I can go back into the freezer. All right, okay. We've used up some steps, but that was really worthwhile. So now, all right, I have an upgrade disc. Can I put that into the Blackbridge Grotto? Otherwise, I need a terminal somewhere in here. That's the thing. For now, let's do this. Let's pop into dormitory because we should get a good amount of steps from this. Oh, do I not get... Hang on. Oh my god, I haven't... I haven't drafted any of those rooms with the drafting symbol. Whoops. What are those rooms? So drafting studio, study, library, chamber of mirrors, drawing room, pool. Yeah, okay, so it's only those ones. Okay, well, look, I got the 5 from the... That's fine. Yeah, it's something. Okay. I could also, you know, look, bunk room would give me some more steps as well, but we would have to use more steps than we would get. So that's no... I could head to workshop. Oh, no, I don't have the... No, I can't. I can make burning glass now. That's the thing. I can make it, but I don't have tomb. And it's impossible to get tomb. So, yeah. So that's that. I guess the best thing I can do right now is to go forward and try drafting from boiler room. Is there any... I guess let's get what we can from the trunk here. There might be... Okay. That's good. That's good. Yeah, fruit, kitchen, all of that would be really useful. Really useful. Okay. I don't need to worry about the power. So let's just go around. Okay, we really would like to go north. Really would like to go north. Drawing room. Drawing room is perfect. Cool. Okay. So that means we've got 10 steps waiting for us in dormitory. I think given that it's just a few steps away right now, that's worthwhile because we're on 11 steps. That's pretty dire. Dormitory. I'm heading straight in. Please, I need these steps. Dormitory. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, I wish I had known that before I went in there before, but what can we do? This is better than nothing. Better than nothing. Okay, drawing room. Do you have any items for me? We can get our gem. Thank you. And we can try drafting downwards, and you know, a dead end room would be fine. Well, either of these, I mean, any of these would fulfill the red room thing, right? So I would be at 4 red rooms on 4 ranks. I don't want to be less likely to find items. That's what sucks about this. But at the same time, here's the thing. It's also a bedroom, so I would get steps from it. That might make it useful. That might make it useful. I don't want to do this. I don't want to risk losing my upgrade disc or honestly my sleeping mask. I actually might go maid's chamber. I really avoid this one like the plague for the cost of it. But yeah, right now that's helpful for 2 reasons. Okay, hang on, let me have a look at this again. After you draft a red room, if you have at least 5 different ranks containing red rooms, gain 5 gems. I don't even know if it's going to be possible because I've got 3 red rooms on 1 rank. But we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got to get another one to even have a chance at that, really. It's hard to fulfill, but today could be the day, really, couldn't it? Today could really be the day for many things, but we're going to be finding out in the next episode. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and yeah, please look forward to the next... Oh, what was that? Look forward to the next episode, and I will see you there. Take care, and bye-bye.